Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. And that question is, this is all basketball based this episode, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. But where the hell is Chris Boucher? Where is this guy? I mean, I see him shooting around. I see him in warm-up. I see him on the bench. Why is he not playing? That's the question that I have to ask. And it's not just me. It's not just me. A lot of people are asking this question. I hear about it in the stadium. I hear about it on social media. I hear about it on other podcasts. I hear about it all over the place. So my question is, why are they not playing Chris Boucher and why are they doing him like this? Just out of curiosity, what is it? Because I see the starters playing, not in every game, but I see them playing. And then I see a whole bunch of guys on a 10-day that are coming in that are playing. So you mean to tell me that the guy that you have, who is all blood, sweat, and tears, the hustle player, the guy that the fans want to see, he's the guy that you just have sitting rotting on the bench. I have no idea. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And if that was the case, why didn't you just trade him at the trade deadline? I mean, it means absolutely, positively no sense to me. And I got to ask this question. It's actually a little bit annoying for me to see because I just don't understand it. Like Chris Boucher this season has now played 50 games. And we have not seen him since, I'm going to tell you, I don't think we saw him in the entire month of March. I know he had an injury for a little bit, but he can definitely be in the lineup at this point. He hasn't played a game since February 26th, from what I'm seeing. And you're telling me that we're probably just not going to see him at all for the rest of the season? I mean, at this point, it doesn't even matter. At this point, if we end up seeing, I would like to see him against Charlotte for the last game of the season at Scotiabank Arena. Don't know if that'll happen. Probably not, because they've been dissing Chris Boucher all season. And not just this season, by the way, in the past as well. But I won't get into that. But I will say this. Chris Boucher has now been here. This is his 7th season playing for the Toronto Raptors. This guy is a guy who, he won a G League MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Always good vibes. Crowd loves him. Hustle player, energy. This guy has the most points off the bench in the history of the team. This guy has scored over 3,600 points off the Toronto Raptors bench. 3,612 here that I see, to be exact. Everything you would want Chris Boucher to do, he's done. But yet, this is how this man gets treated. And I'm just kind of venting here because I do think it's a little crazy. Just because, there's going to come a point in time where you have a guy like Chris Boucher and the energy and good vibes that he brings to the team, and he's not going to be here anymore. And we're going to say there's going to be games where we're watching where there's just going to be lifeless performances out there, and then they're going to be like, damn, I wish we had Chris Boucher back on this team. I wish we had somebody who can go out there and give us a spark. Go out there and play hard. Listen, here's the thing. I'm not saying that Chris Boucher should be out there at any time playing 40 or 45 minutes. You could say that for any player. I'm not saying that. But I'm just wondering as to the reasons why exactly he's not playing, because it makes no sense. There's so many guys out here who barely move themselves an inch on defense, or for in any capacity for that matter, who are out there that we see playing. Because if you even look at it in totality, this man has never been disciplined for insubordination. He's never been disciplined for anything detrimental to the team. He's the most gracious towards the fan base that I see personally every game. In the stands, shaking hands, taking pictures, kissing babies, not literally, but you understand where I'm going with this. This man has done everything. I'm talking about in regards to being professional. In regards to being professional. When there are a lot of times where he had every right to be pissed off with different things that were going on in regards to him and not playing. And he's always been professional about it. There is never a time that you have seen Chris Boucher go around having a bad attitude. Ever. Ever. Despite whatever the scenario or circumstance is. It has absolutely never happened. And listen, this is funny because this is how you can tell that the NBA has changed. Chris Boucher at this point is like our modern day JYD, our junkyard dog. And there is one thing, at least, it doesn't matter how good he plays, how bad he plays. There's always one thing about Chris Boucher that you never have to question when he subs into a game. You never have to question effort. You never have to question effort. You know, like I mentioned, good or bad, however he plays, you know he's going to play hard for you every time that he steps in the game. And what does he get for doing that? Splinters on his ass from the bench. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But listen, at the end of the day, are you telling me that you're not even going to play this guy in the last home game just for the fans? I mean, it's still kind of a slap in the face. And at this point, you got to ask, why would Chris Boucher want to play here in the future? Seriously, why would he? And the funny thing is, I happen to know Chris wants to be a part of this team. He wants to stay in Toronto. He wants to be here. But to see this guy get treated this way, in my opinion, is just not a good look. I don't like it. And listen, a whole bunch of people say it's not fair. The world is not fair. We just have to get over that. We're all grown here listening to this. That's what it is. We all know that. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, regardless of all of that, point out a time to me that Chris Boucher has not stayed professional. I would love to hear. It's never happened. It's never happened. And so I want a good reason. Because it's one thing if you even said, okay, it's because we're tanking. And when Chris plays, he exponentially wins more games for us because of how hard that he plays, which I would be able to understand that point. But you've gone on big win streaks here against, are you tanking or not? That's why it still literally doesn't make any sense. As I mentioned, if he exponentially increases your chances of winning, then that's one thing. But you've gone on like 4 or 5 game win streaks. Like, what in the world are we talking about here? It's just bizarre. I don't understand what they're doing with this guy. It makes no sense to me. I just don't know. And that's why I did this podcast strictly focused on him today. Because it hurts, man. And it's sad to watch, to be quite honest with you. To have a guy who's willing to give you everything, to just see him on the bench like this, when you're confused about if you're going to win games, lose games. I understand at the same time that you're evaluating a lot of the young players that you have to see what decision you want to make on these guys going forward. That's clear and that's understandable. We know that and we get it. But like I mentioned, you're still playing Scotty. You're still playing RJ. You're still playing Quickly. Like you're still playing Jakob. You're still playing a bunch of these guys. You already know what you're getting from those guys in a season that's pretty much been over like 2 months ago. So what the hell is the difference? What is the difference here? I don't know. Guys, put your comments down below. so that you can help me understand. I would like to know what you're thinking as well. Why are they playing him? Why are they not playing him? Put your comments down below and let me know. What am I missing here? Maybe I'm missing something. I'm serious. Maybe I am missing something, and you guys can let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, folks, at Mike Roach 7 on IG, at Mike Roach, 23 on X, formerly known as Twitter. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, rate, and share everything. The Mike Roach Podcast. I'll be back again soon, and I'm out. Peace.